We push knowledge like weight. We trying to lift these minds. It's the Pulpit Podcast, baby. Season 3, episode 59. Yeah. What the business is. It's that man with the plan, Big Kev. And that's Cuz with the buzz, Big Bo. And you know we got that food for your soul. For the show. Hey, you know, the disclaimer, it is what it is. It's self-explanatory. Got to do it. Like I said before, we raw and real. And we might say some things that if you are a religious person, a spiritual person. I mean, well, some people rock with us. I can't say.
No, we're going to say some things.
Oh, I'm saying, but a person might not want to hear those things that we said. So I do the disclaimer just to make sure they know what they're getting themselves into before we get into it.
Okay.
So without further ado, the Pulpit Podcast is not a gospel or religious podcast.
Say it again.
You know I got to do it. I said the Pulpit Podcast is not a gospel or religious podcast, but we are bringing the gospel in the form of information straight like that. And y'all know, this podcast is based on the foundation of positivity, motivation, inspiration, and most importantly, love.
Yes.
So we don't do anything without a weekly affirmation. You know I got something on deck.
Okay.
Don't tell anyone what you're doing until it's done.
Wow.
Outside energy can throw off goals.
Wow. Hey, that's a good one.
You know, it's like, you know, when you be planning and plotting on something and, you know, you got a hater. You know, you have a person who's saying, well, I would have did this, or you should have did this, or that ain't hot, or da-da-da-da, who's going to throw you off your game plan. Nah, just spring up on them with it finalized and be like,
yeah, this is what I did.
Kind of what I did with my album.
That's what I did.
This is what I did. This is what I've been putting this work in. Now what y'all got to say. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely a good one. I seen that. I was like, oh, that's nice. I like that one. So we do have our first guest of season 3.
Yeah, no poop outs. No poop outs.
The woman who's coming on, she kind of does what we do. She's in love and relationship type talks, be live on various platforms, but she'll get into that. So we're going to go ahead and give her a call and make this thing do what it do.
This is about to be wild.
Yeah.
Hello.
What's good? What's good? You just rocking with them boys on the Pulpit Podcast.
Yo.
Hey, how are you?
We're good. We just chilling. Well, I was enjoying the sun earlier, but you know, just on a Saturday, getting this podcast recorded.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited to kick it off with you guys. Thanks for having me.
No problem at all. So we normally give this time. You can let the people know about you. You can let them know about things you got going on and any hustles you got. So go ahead.
Sure. So I am a motivational love coach. My name is Tawny Loveless. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook under Tawny Loveless. I'm also an author of Red Flags Explained. It's the no bullshit guide to identifying and understanding 69 red flags in dating. And yeah, so I'm out here helping people learn how to let go, lean in, and level up their love lives.
Okay, level up.
Yeah, you're not a plaything.
Yes, he said you're not a plaything. Yeah. Level up.
Right.
So somebody step to you, they gonna have to be on their shit.
Yeah, you about your business. You about your business.
Yeah, that's probably why my phone is so dry.
Got that Sahara over there.
They got to doing.
All right, so then what we'll do, we're gonna go ahead and get into the show. And like I said before, whenever I have a guest, I cater to the guests about the questions and the topics. That way we can have that good vibe and whatnot. So the first question is, Tawny, do you think chivalry is dead?
You know, that's such a good question too. You know, let's define chivalry first, because chivalry is really like a code of conduct that people were like, you know, that kind of like, that's how they went about relationships back in like the Middle Ages and beforehand. I think the best way to break it down for just like, the modernized world and who we are today, we're basically talking manners, right?
Right.
So I think that in a sense of it all, it is in a way dead, but I think when it's, I guess, to the extent of it, because if you think about it, I think it's somewhat still alive. And I'll tell you why. Because if we're talking about just manners, like opening doors and, pulling out a chair if you guys want to, a really sexy kind of date and just, walking on the outside of the sidewalk. I think those are things that happen naturally for men who know what it is to have good manners or were raised to, exhibit good manners. But if you want to go further and like, I'm a bartender on the side as well. And at restaurants often when I'm taking orders is like the man jumps in. If we were going to talk about chivalry to that extent, like, allow your lady to go first, even if you want that beer, like let her, that would be like an extra step. And I think women notice and observe when a man does have great manners. But I think the overall sense of like code of conduct and like going to the extent of like pulling her chair out every time or opening the door every time. I think women are just so independent nowadays, and it's not to say like hyper independence, but I just think, we're used to doing it ourselves too, so we don't even wait for the guy to open the door,
That's true. So, cuz, what you got on that?
Yeah.
I don't think chivalry is dead. And personally, like I had a situation earlier today. I went to Dollar General, and all I was buying was some garbage bags.
All right.
And Miss Lady in front of me, she was buying a whole bunch of stuff.
Let her go in front of you.
And she's like, hey, you can go ahead of me. I was like, no. Woman first. Take care of what you got to. I'm a patient person. But
I love that.
But it was really funny to me. It was just it's actually really funny to me because she really looked at me like she didn't expect that to happen.
Yeah, and that's gonna kind of key in with the point I'm gonna make.
Yeah, she looked at me like, really? You're really gonna?
Yeah.
But I don't think chivalry is dead, and I'm coming from a personal aspect because I still open doors, I still give flowers, I still it's another aspect is talking,
conversing. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, sitting there and talking to somebody. And finding out what they got going on, like just saying like, "Hey, how was your day?"
Yeah.
So like,
because overall, it's really like when we talk about chivalry, it's really just a courteous and respectful way to treat women.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be. We so often correlate it to like romantic dating or like romantic relationships, and I'm like, it's just on a regular basis. I think the reason people think chivalry is dead is because they have looked at it from a wider perspective. Like, for example, my mom's 73, and I don't know how many times she's told me that, like, when she's going into like a gas station anywhere, like a man won't even hold the door open for her. Like it'll swing right in front.
That's crazy.
Or like, or because she looks younger, they don't offer to carry her groceries or help her out. And she's like, now from that sense, that generation or those people who have those experiences are probably looking at it like, damn, it's dead. Yeah. But I think that I think when we look at we look at people surprised that it's happening, it's because we don't see it as often as we used to or as often as we'd like.
Yeah, I think on my take is, like I said, I always play the advocate. When I listen to the idea of chivalry is dead, I think it's just not demanded, and I think that's where the difference is. So it's like back in the day, it was demanded to get a woman's attention, a woman that you were courting or trying to get her attention to go on dates with you or whatever it may be. It was demanded that you do these type of things to get anywhere. Nowadays, you can get to those places with being a scumbag. So when people see that, so when people see that, it's like, oh, well, I ain't got to open the door for her, and other dudes ain't going to do it. It's a domino effect. They're going to see that they can still get to those places without having to do the extras. And then that's where people think it's dead, because I don't think this generation or even like the generation before them demanded from men. And I don't know if that's because it's a complacency or a comfort level with not having dudes do it. So they just said, fuck it. They ain't going to do it. So I ain't going to worry about it. But that just translated to the other men seeing those examples and riding out like that.
But I'm going to say this. Chivalry is not just a romantic thing.
Right.
Chivalry is like, you see a woman coming at the grocery store, hold the door open for her so she have a grocery store. It's not just like I'm trying to jump on this.
I don't know. I look at that as just more of a respect factor and just having manners. But it's just how you define it. I think most people, if you ask the consensus of what they're talking about chivalry, it's in a romantic manner. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say it's deads when you're on dates and when you're interacting. I don't think it's just when you're, like you said, opening the doors. And I mean, that's just manners and courteous. You know what I'm saying? Being courteous. So I think it's a little bit different. I mean, it's a form of it, I would say. But the form
I think when you have this, right, when you have this conversation, that's why it's so important to define it, because just like you said, we all have different perspectives of what context we're speaking about it. But if we're talking about dating, you nailed it on that. I don't think women demand it like how it, how they want to receive it. If they demanded it or held it to a certain standard, but I also think, it comes from, we could dive in so deep because it comes from experiences. It comes from, men not being educated. Like I meet lots of men who don't know that you're supposed to walk on the outside of the sidewalk. I meet lots of women who don't even know that's to be expected, but those are things I would know. So if I'm dating someone and I see them making those gestures, I'm like, okay, take note, but for the average person, a lot of people don't know that, so they don't know what to expect. But when you demand it, I mean, it does definitely helps you navigate the dating, the relationship world a lot better, and you're going to find that you'll have a lot more quality. But I think it's something that doesn't get talked about enough, and then people don't. I mean, they observe it when it happens, but you got to understand from experiences. You have men who try to do that, and women who are like, "Oh, I got the door handle, like I can get that."
Exactly. Like, shut them down.
It's like, here we go. Like if you want to have that man, you need to let go of that masculine energy you're carrying, because I mean, we understand you're independent, but it's like if you want to be treated like a lady, you also got to carry yourself like a lady and understand how that speaks volumes, body language and so forth. But I think it just depends on who you ask.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So we're gonna go ahead and go to our next topic. Cuz you up.
Oh wow.
Do you think people should be dating if they don't have their life together? That's via car, houses, job.
Yeah. I mean, you have to live your life. You have to interact with human beings, no matter what you got going on. Now, you have to be real with these other people and let them know what you got going on. Like, hey, I got this certain situation going on. Let them know up front. But yes, but I mean, come on. I mean, we are animals. No, we are. We are animals. We are attracted to what makes us feel good. We want to rock with them.
Yeah, but I mean,
so like, okay, you can have your standards. You can have like, hey, nah, I'm not messing with this. I'm not doing this. We all have, but like, regardless of what you got going on, you should still get out there, do what you want to do. Be truthful, though.
Transparent. All right, Tony, what's your take on that?
Yeah, I can go so many which ways, because I understand that people are like, oh, but we can build with you, just because I don't have a car now and a job now and stuff like that. I also understand that, like, maybe when you're 24, like we're still all getting our shit together or something, and so I get it. We can build together, we can have it together, but I'm gonna be real. My position on that is I'm 46, so real talk, that's like number 6 in my red flags book. No car, no job, no home. And it's like, the reason it's a red flag is it's not to be shallow. This is about like building a solid foundation. So if I want to, and it's a priority of mine, I don't think there's anything wrong with you dating, right? Like living your life and having a good time if you're casually dating, out here doing your thing. But if you're looking if you are looking for a relationship, that's not even going to fall under basic needs, right? If you need a car or a job or a home. So that man going to treat that relationship the way a woman may need it at that point, because it's not a top priority. A man needs to have his basic needs taken care of before he can even focus on really like settling down and building that relationship. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying if you want the most successful relationship and you're looking for a partner or a teammate, like no matter what, let me just feel like this. No matter what you do, let's say, you know what, okay, he lost his job, I'm going to stick with him, or he don't have a car. Eventually, that's just added stress, and that extra tension is going to pop up sooner or later. It will come to a point where you're like, hey, I don't feel like it's being reciprocated. It can cause extra conflict in a relationship. And, there's also men out there that will, are financially stable and don't mind helping a woman if we're flipping it to women not having this. Yeah. And that's what you do. If you're like, hey, I'll help you do all of this. But so they don't feel resentment later on, they need to make sure that energy is being matched.
That's what's up. I think the key thing is like most of the time when you don't have certain things, and I put all three together, I'm like, they kind of coincide. Like, I guess you falling on bad times. Like Cuz said, I mean, it's transparency. Like, if you fall on bad times, your car broke down, you in the midst of getting a car. So when you talking to a young lady and you say, hey, this is what it is, and you being transparent and upfront, okay, I can see that. Job, same way. You might have just lost your job, or you might have just said, I'm quitting my job because I'm not happy in that job, but I'm in the mode. It's a conversation that need to be had before you make that judgment. But I would say a lot of times when people don't have these things, they're complacent in their life with not having these things because they still get to, like I said before, they still get to go on dates. They still get to enjoy the, fruits of that labor, and they don't have to do anything. So I think when you say getting your life together, I just think as humans, we should be wanting to have ambitions and goals and aspirations to achieve. And that's part of how life is built up, is job, car, house, things of that nature. So for me, I would be like you said, if you're casually dating and you have no strings attached, you just do what you do, okay, I can see that. But like if you embarking on, I need a girlfriend or I want a boyfriend type deal and your situation ain't straight, nah, you shouldn't be dating until you get all those taken care of. So when you come to the table, you're bringing something to the table. That's what.
Well, because let's think about it. Like we know this happens, right? And we probably, like, I've been there before, maybe 20 years ago, but like most of us have been there or experienced something, and there's circumstances that allow us to understand and be empathetic. But at the end of the day, where, like, when you're talking about mature dating, intentional dating, any man who's leading with intention, those priorities, those are basic needs, are going to be taken care of, because he's not even going to be ready for a relationship or to prioritize a relationship. And a woman, same thing. Like, in order to make this an intentional, relationship or move with intention, we know that our shit has to be together. So you might be out here and having casual flings or enjoying yourself and having a good time. That's fine. But would you be a woman like me? Absolutely not, because I'm going to say you need to get your shit together first. And on the flip side, it makes me observe that, like, he's not intentional, because if he was, he would have had his shit together or been working on that before he even made the, approach, because he knows that a woman like me, this is the energy I'm reciprocating.
Right.
So I think it definitely allows you to see, like, when I hear couples talk about it, because I work with a lot of couples too, I can always see what that translates, because if let's just say she's accepting him and he doesn't have his shit together, but you want him to be ambitious in this other area, it just allows me to see where she needs to do the work. We could point the finger and be like, well, he needs to get the car, he needs to get the job, but actually this is work that she needs to be done. Like in my coaching, a lot of times I talk about my whole thing about letting go, leaning in, and leveling up is about, if you want a more powerful love life, you got to become a more powerful you.
Okay.
So it's like, we don't point fingers. Like, I worked with men the first 3 years of coaching. I was strictly a love coach for men. And one of the things is, like, when I work with couples, women are famous, and I've been guilty too of pointing that finger of what he needs to do. But every relationship reflects us, where the areas are we can work on ourselves. So that's where I would, like, just scoping that situation with somebody else, accepting that situation, no car, no job, no home. That just tells me so much about where she's at and the work she would need to do.
That's real. That's real. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go to our next point. So, Tanya, you up on this one? It's kind of funny. I posted this. I posted this on Facebook because I knew the ego of women and men would be like, no, that ain't never happened to me, boss. That ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I want people to be real. We keep it all the way 100 on here. So, have you ever been turned down for sex?
Well, I'm thinking, I was sitting with that one when you sent it to me. I was like, where are we going with this? Now, if I was being turned down, I'm guessing I would have had to offer it, right?
Correct.
So I've never really, being real, I've just never outright been like, hey, let's get it on, and been turned down, right?
Okay.
But I will say that I think a lot of women have been in this situation. In the past, I remember, we ended up having a relationship, and it was someone I had known for years or whatever, but we were exploring that romantic side, and there was an opportunity for that person to go ahead and make the move and for us to have sex. Correct. Like, get it on.
Right.
And they didn't move. How I was like, I had the doors open, like, hey, this is the green light,
you
and
gave him the green light and he didn't go.
Oh, that's the green light. Yeah, John Legend in the background and everything. It was just black. So, so I had given him the green light, and he didn't make the move. And when I left, my ego at the time was like, you know what? Like, I ain't never had no dude like not, you know what I mean? Like, how, but because we had a friendship and obviously we ended up having a relationship for many years, I remember when I brought the conversation up. And he said, you know, you were on a little bit of a time limit, and I just didn't feel like that was the time to have that first experience, which I could respect once I heard that. But at the time, I was like, I think this motherfucker might just turn me down.
Wow.
Hey, no, it's fun. No, see, I'm like, men get turned down all the time, so we don't even have to have a story like, you know, we trying to get it in. And she's like, no, you not getting none tonight, homeboy. Yeah. So go ahead and hop in your car if that's what you thought. We get turned down all the time. So that story don't need to be told. But it was funny how many would get on there and it was their ego talking. It was like, what? This question is stupid. Like, I've never heard of a woman getting turned down. I was like, no.
No, they get turned down.
They get turned down. Now, I have turned down. I turned down some women. So I can speak to that then. We can speak to that. So I've turned down situation. It could be like where it's the where you know that they have a man and you know of that man. You know what I'm saying? Like, so now I can't even do that. He's not my boy, but I know of him and I've acknowledged him and whatever. And that's just guy code. That's a man law for me. Like, if I know of you, I ain't about to mess with your baby mama, your girl, or your wife, any of that, right? So it could be that. Or it could just be like it ain't smelling right. And you just be like, hey, you be like, and you might not want to hurt the feelings at that moment to tell her the exact reason why. So you might have to finagle your way into a.
Yeah, that's definitely a no-no.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, dude.
There's a lot of women out here. Listen, the times have changed. Some of these women out here are very aggressive, very sexually aggressive. So, I lived in South Florida for many years. So, I mean, it's nothing for a woman just to approach a man and be like, hey, this is what I'm about to do. You know what I mean? And then that man may turn her down because, wow, she's sexually aggressive, or, you know, that he knows of her, you know, or the reputation, or it's just off-putting because, again, she's taking the lead. But, there's a lot of aggressive women out here today. So it wouldn't surprise me if men, you know, said no more often. I think when it comes to women, I think we hear that question, we're like, what? You know, like you said, who would turn it down? But I think women have experienced a lot of those situations I just mentioned, where you're like giving someone the green light you've been talking to, they don't take advantage of that moment, and you somehow think it's a reflection of like you or what's going on. So
hell, I'm moving on the yield. I'm moving on the yellow light shit.
I've turned down a couple, but it was just the one some years ago, and she came over to my house, and I had my liquor in a cabinet.
Oh,
and I opened the cabinet to, you know, get some liquor. You know, we drinking, we having a good time.
Good time.
And she happened to see cornstarch that I have for my child. You know,
where's the story going?
Watch. It's crazy. It's crazy.
She happened to see cornstarch like that I had for my daughter, you know, when she was a baby, you know, cornstarch and the milk and all that stuff. She got excited for the cornstarch. She was like, ooh, you got cornstarch? Ooh. I'm like, what are you?
What
like,
you own?
I need to throw this away. What are you talking about? She's like, I love cornstarch. She's like, I eat cornstarch. Like she said, I spoon feed myself cornstarch. I was so disgusted. I was like, I can't. What, are you serious?
Any type of sexual energy went out the window.
Yeah, man, she wanted
cornstarch. Really, like, lady, get out my house.
I was cool. I was like, nah, I'm not messing with you.
Yeah, for real. I mean, it happens. But
it does. Yeah, we've seen enough of those shows with the odd fetishes and different things. Yeah, that sexual energy just got dropped.
Yeah, for real. I'm like, you really, and it's old and expired too, and you want to eat it?
Hey,
yeah, I'm cool. That just made me believe, like, what else do you eat that's in that form? Like, yeah, we done.
Cornstarch.
That's crazy. That's crazy. All right.
Yeah.
So, cuz, you up.
All right.
We always hear what deteriorates a relationship. But what do you think strengthens one?
For what?
Nah, it's cuz up, and I was just saying I'll do it again.
Sure
we always hear what deteriorates a relationship, but let's talk about what strengthens it. So, Cuz is up. We want to hear.
Now he's talking to a wild man. That's the first thing.
But you still know how to hold down a relationship if you're in one. So speak to that.
But having an actual work ethic in a relationship.
Okay.
You know, actually wanting to build something with this person. You know, no matter what they have going on.
Okay.
Be it jobs, mental issues, different things. You have to like sit and learn this person, try to be a part of this person, no matter what issue is going on. That's the only thing I can say. But you know, I'm a wild guy.
You're a wild boy.
So like, I ain't even with all that. But
I ain't with all that.
But like if you are trying to have a relationship, if you're trying to be with somebody like that, like you gotta become that person almost. Like you know, learn them so well that you know them.
Well, okay, that makes sense. Tony, you up?
So I can respect what you're saying. I'm stuttering my words. You said become them. So not so much become them, but I think the word we're looking for is understanding, right? We need to have a better understanding of what we're doing. I always tell my couples when they come to me with some issues that you have three pieces to this, right? You, him, and the relationship. And a lot of times we need to look at a relationship in just a roundabout way, almost like a business. So you still have your own life, but if we're creating this relationship, and let's look at it from a business aspect. How much time are you investing into this relation or into this business? Because I meet with couples who don't take even 20 minutes a day to, kind of have not a morning huddle, but like maybe at the end of the night, how was your night? What are we looking for tomorrow?
Right. Check-in, basically. Yeah.
It's a real check-in, and people aren't checking in. They're just on autopilot, fucking moving through like days and motions and not really slowing down, because that's what's going to really, like, you would never enter a business or own a business and not invest, some skills, learning the skills or learning what it takes to make this business successful, correct? Like, you would never do that. So people, if they look at it like a relationship, it's like a lot of times they go for like, how do we, someone's trying to be right. And it's like, it's not about being right. It's about having a better understanding. And when you can take a step back, that's when you start to learn to hold space for other people, including yourself. But as far as what strengthens a relationship, I think if we're just talking something small that couples could work on, get a project or a goal, something you two are both passionate about that you want to work on, and have that as something you guys do together, because you each have your individual lives and you both are doing your own stuff. So, part of that is, coming together and having that time together and investing that time together. And honestly, comprehension and communication skills, like a lot of people want relationships, but they don't have, and they think they're communicating, they think they're telling someone directly, but they're not.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's not being received well because of all their, love blocks. So I think, if you really are with somebody and you guys both have the same goals as to where this relationship is going, I think that's where you can take a step and go, you know what, let's learn a little bit more about each other. Hey, let's do this, activity together. Let's dive into this. Like, I have a homeboy and his girl, and they're like, they're learning each other's love languages, and they're learning each other's, their attachment styles, and they're learning, they're exploring things to make it fun in the relationship and learn about each other. And that's so key. And I think a lot of people, when I talk to couples, everybody has a different idea of what they want. And it's like, you didn't communicate yet? Like, this is
say that again. Repeat that.
Yeah, that's true.
Like they don't get it. Like, it's like, she wants this and he wants that, and I'm like, and you guys didn't know that? Like, you're not even on the same page as what you want. That's why you never get home. We're gonna get there. So I think it's communication and having open and honest transparency and just being able, just being able to share how you really, really feel. Because I guess here's one of the things I'll tell you. One of the ways you can tell how long a relationship has, the possibility of how long, the longevity of a relationship someone has, and I can usually tell with couples within the first 15 minutes of our sessions whether or not they have the, ability to last. And it's based off their conflict management skills. If you can't express yourself, if you can't speak up, if you can't articulate how you feel, you're never going to understand the other person who's trying to articulate what they feel. So you can't communicate through conflict. I mean, if you want your relationship to last, it's one of the you guys get on conflict management skills, period. Because that's what's going to determine whether or not you guys last or not.
Yeah, and I think you took my point, so I won't even expand on it too much, but I do have another thing. I think the biggest thing is I know we all have traumas in our life. That to me, that affects whether a relationship can be strengthened anyway because it's a hindrance. I would just say as a person, just try to make sure that you're healed as much as possible. Like you don't know what could trigger you and pop up, but some people really do not take the time to heal themselves at all.
Boy.
Like they have a long term relationship and they said, "Oh, I need to get over it." So I'm jumping over to the next thing and never got over it. So now you bring in this new person's feelings into it, still got the old person's feelings into it. And so it's all this confusion going on. And then them traumas or this new person, I always tell people this, you got to give that new person a clean slate. I thoroughly believe in that. If your man cheated on you 8 times, the 8 dudes you had, they all cheated, that 9th dude, if you ain't ready to forget those other 8 failures, then don't mess with the number 9 because every little thing he does is going to trigger you or make you think of, well, my ex used to do this and that meant he was cheating. But now that man has a clean slate till he lies to you, till he turns out and be deceitful. You have to give him a clean slate and vice versa. So I just think people need to heal themselves. And then when you heal, I think, like you said, I'm a big person on communication and being transparent. I think things clear themselves out when you communicate, you converse, and you're transparent about your feelings and your intentions. It makes everything just an even playing field, and it gives people choices. So when you decide to choose that, you can't cry over spilled milk later. So if you knew the dude said, hey, look, dig this. I'm a player. I like my women, you know what I'm saying? Let me do what I do. I move how I move. You with that? Okay, now he put it on your lap. So you could be like, nah, I'm looking for something more structured, something more supportive, and I don't want to go that route right now. Or you could say, that's what I'm on too. You know what I'm saying? But at least you had that talk and you came to that place. But the problem is, most people don't have that talk. So they're just moving on these assumptions. They're moving on, well, I thought you knew what I was thinking. No, I didn't know what you was thinking. And we have to have a talk about it. And that's why I'm big on any woman I deal with. She got to be able to communicate or we will not be together. That's facts. So.
Well, and not only communicate, like, I mean, listen, I've dealt with a lot of people who can communicate. Like, you need to fucking comprehend. You know what I mean? Like, we can communicate all day and have great communication skills, but if you're not comprehending to the level of my awareness or myself, like any of that, like, we're not going to match up. And I think and I think it's important for people because I think people get the wrong idea, like, oh, you got to be healed before you can be out here looking for a relationship. No, but you do need to understand, like, I like to think that you're in the healing process, and the healing process can go on forever, right? So I think what's important is to understand, the one thing I think everybody needs to understand is you need to understand how your past relationships are playing into where you're currently at and the relationships moving forward. You need to understand how your past traumas affect that. And if you have that understanding, now we can deal with one another because you have an understanding of how that's affecting you. But so many people are blindsided to that. Like, I do a lot of work with blind spots, and that's a lot of what women have. And after working with so many men, and I actually just did a video the other day about men complain that that's their number one complaint is that women bring this baggage from other relationships in.
Boy.
And you know, and they can't move past that. But that tells me, then, fella, you got to back up because this one ain't for you. You know what I mean? Like, we try to conform these people or try to, convince them they need this or point the finger. And the truth is you need to be so powerful in yourself and authentically walking unapologetically that you don't have a problem saying, like, yeah, this just isn't, like, this doesn't work, or, hey, yeah, I am just looking for a hookup. That would be cool with me. What about you? Like, people just don't know how to articulate how they feel. And so if you could get to be, discover more about yourself, it makes this whole, like, people say, oh, dating's so hard. It's really not that fucking hard when you know who you are.
Facts.
It's not that hard when you know who you are, what your triggers are, what fulfills you, what your core values are, what your, how you behave and how you need, how to do these things.
It's just like what you want and what you don't want. Basically, knowing
it's only hard because you don't want to fucking take the time. You just want that relationship to fall in your lap and get married. It's like it's not
no work.
It's hard because you're avoiding the work that it takes to make it simple. And I always say, like, I heard this one time, it's like hard decisions make for an easy life and easy decisions make for a hard life. So everybody's out here choosing easy and then have a complicated life. Do the hard work now so everything else is easy.
Say that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go to the segment. And this segment right here, I haven't got the chance to do it on season 3, but it's called Would You Rather? And these questions.
Would you rather?
Yeah, would you rather? And these questions are just messed up situations, and you just basically picking one or the other. Neither one of them are good, per se, but you're just going to pick the best one fitting to you. So here we go. And these mostly questions to you, and we will chime in every now and then if we think differently or whatever it may be. But we're going to go ahead and start it off. Here we go on the first one.
Go for it.
Give up social media or eat the same dinner for the rest of your life?
I'll give up social media.
Yeah, I couldn't sit there and eat.
I'm not having
the same food every day.
Not having chicken every night, you know?
What you got, cuz? You eat the same dinner?
I mean, if it's from Charleston, yeah.
He said from Charleston. So it was your favorite restaurant, you could make it happen.
Man.
Well, you're gonna be a broke boy eating restaurant food every day.
That chicken is something different.
I hope you gonna hit it rich, boy, eating that Charleston. But anyway, all right, here go the second one. Lose all of the money you've earned this year, or lose all of the memories you gained this year.
Oh shit! My life has been a little transitional this year. You know what I mean? I might let go of some of those memories right now. You know, actually, I don't know if we're only in like May right now, and I don't know if I've had some like excellent memories I can hold on to. That I think I'm going to let go of the memories this year.
What you gonna do, cuz?
Lose the money.
Yeah, because I know he's all about the memories. Yep.
Yeah, I'm all about the memories. That's what built me.
I don't know.
Yeah, we were talking about my whole life. Yeah, I'm keeping the memories, but we're just talking about this.
This year ain't not. Well, yeah, what happened this year?
On the money.
Yeah, the money could come back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose the money. We in the part time. I can make that money back up on the low. Like you said, we only in what, May? What is this? May?
Yeah, it's about to be June.
I was like, it's about to be June. That's what I was about to say, June. But yeah, we still in the midway. So yeah, I can make the money back up.
Well, I can make some better memories because I mean, if I think back to the last 6 months, I'm like the memories. I've been having some struggles, so I'm like, I can pass on those memories, and they did make me who I am. I didn't say it was going to take away from my character. But the pass on the memories.
Who you are.
That's. I mean, I feel that though. I feel that though. I feel that.
Make you who you are.
All right, here we go. Know the date of your death or the cause of your death.
Oh, I don't. Well, I think I think it would probably be better to know the cause because then maybe I could prevent it. But I don't want to know neither. I don't even want to speak that. I don't even want to speak of that word.
Yeah. I would say the cause, like you said, because maybe you could be preventative. I don't want to know the date because then it's just be like you would just be like timer. So on heel. You know what I'm saying? So like stressed out. It's like tomorrow is the day. It's like shit.
Yeah, I'd rather know the cause.
Yeah.
We can fight the cause.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay,
I'm going to drink more alkaline water.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Have the lights on or off if you knew the room was full of snakes?
What?
Have the lights got to be on. If the room is full of snakes?
No. It's funny because it's funny because if you ever watched Jackass, and when they had the last season, that's what they did. they turned the lights off. They said it was a snake that got loose, right? So they turned the lights off, and everybody's like, "What's going on? What's going on?" And they would shock them like it was a snake trying to bite them. Man, them dudes was flipping over everywhere. It's the funniest shit you ever want to see in your life. I don't know why anybody. I think, but hold up though, some people might fucking pass out. Seeing it.
Oh yeah. You're right. Yeah, like my mom can't.
It's some spiders. Now, if it was spiders, just let them crawl on me. I can't see it. But if I was seeing them, oh man, I might just freeze up, pass out, game show over. Shit. So, damn. With snakes though, I feel like I could see them. But if it was spiders, turn the lights out.
Just what, like you in the dark with some snakes?
Yeah, some snakes is what the fuck it said. Snakes. It's messed up questions, man. I don't make these up, man. So I'll be just right out with it. All right, here we go.
Nobody answered it.
I answered it.
Oh, I did too. I said lights on.
Yeah, she said lights on. She said it first. Well, you didn't answer it.
Man, fuck them snakes.
Well, so what you want? Is it fuck them snakes? But what you gonna do? Is the lights on?
Lights on? What you mean lights on? What?
The motherfucker, the lights on, the lights off. Turn it off. Is it the dark or the light?
I mean, like, what are we doing in this fucking?
You are sitting in a room full of snakes and they just moving around. Do you want to see them slithering around or you don't want to see them? That's a simple question.
I don't
man.
care. Like, man, I'll step on a damn snake.
Well, then you want the lights on then. So just say that.
All right.
You made that question so hard. Here we go. All right. Wake up in your underwear at work or wake up naked in the woods 20 miles from your home.
Oh, wake up naked at work.
Wait, hold up. That wasn't it.
Oh, wake up.
She made a new one.
You done combined them.
Wake up naked at work.
Well, damn. If you an exhibitionist, just say that then. That's a good one. That's a first. She combined them.
Wake up naked at work.
Wake up in my underwear. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to be naked in the woods and just have to find my way back home.
Man.
Yeah, I don't know.
You gonna be in your drawers at the job.
You cannot be naked in the woods and just think you can walk home and you're gonna get home safe. Like,
what's gonna happen to you?
You're gonna get arrested. Like,
well, you still gonna make it home. Like, look, man, you gotta have a good explanation. Look, thank you. Thank you for saving me, officer. You gotta have to explain. They gonna ask you why your clothes are gone. I said a bear ripped them off.
And I guess
the cocaine bear guy.
Hey, cocaine bear ripped your clothes off.
The cocaine bear got me. I barely made it with my life, man. He gonna hear that trauma and that panic. Boy, just take me to the crib, please. I can
Yeah, right. They gonna take your ass to jail.
Now, unless you look like you off some bath sauce or that Flocka shit, you know what I'm saying? They be like, nah, he's on drugs. Put him in the tank.
Assume that you're off of Flocka. Like,
they gonna ask questions first, but if you got a good explanation, you might can get home. No. He gonna be like, so why are you naked in the woods? And I'm gonna be like, a bear attacked me, goddammit.
They'll be like, oh no, he's out.
I'm like, if you don't believe it, ain't no bear out there. Going out there yourself then.
He's tweaking. Let's go get this guy to sober.
Well, I don't want to just be sitting in the office where I work at, just in my drawers.
Well, I work at a bar, so I mean, I bartend.
Well,
so I was like,
you go get some tips then. It's like, about time.
Yeah.
You like, about time this bar to turn into a strip club.
You gonna get it cracking.
Yeah, see, that's different. Like I said, if you're in the office, no, I'm not sitting there in my drawer.
Yeah.
That's a good one. All right, here we go. All right, here, what else we got? All right, look at your mom's search history or your dad's search history.
No, that's neither one of those really apply. None of that would be exciting for me. So I mean,
none of those would be exciting.
I don't expect to find anything that would intrigue me or scare me. So I don't know. I'm probably
you never know.
You never know.
You know what?
You'll be
I probably want to look at my mom. I'd like to look at my mom.
My mom is like so like good to me. I couldn't imagine her having anything bad, but I do think my dad might have some questionable stuff on the search history. Like, I mean, and he'll explain it. Well, my dad is like not the most tech savvy. He just really started learning how to use the internet when he wanted to buy stuff. Like, he know how to get on Amazon. He know how to check his like the sports stuff, and when we're doing picks and stuff, he know how to do that and fantasy football stuff. He knows those things, but I think he would blame it on if he, like sometimes when you put the wrong thing in there and it redirects you to a site. And it might be a porn site or something like that might pop up. Be like, I don't know what that is. It's like, but if you're in your history, like, Dad, what you been watching?
Accidentally found Pornhub.
Pornhub. He's like, no, I was looking for Cornhub.
Right.
It was an Indiana spot. It's supposed to be a new spot they got out there called Cornhub. The best corn on the cob.
What is this mess?
I can see my dad say this is the best corn on the cob they got out there. It's called the Cornhub.
What is this mess?
And then he'd tell my mom, he'd be like, Lois, I don't know nothing about that. I don't know how they got on that phone.
Not Lois. That's hilarious.
She ain't trying to hear that. But anyway, here we go. Always be 20 minutes late for an important event or always be 2 hours early for everything else.
Oh, damn. I just had this conversation yesterday about like people who we went to the concert and one of the girls was like, I told you I was going to the Janet concert. And so one of the girls was like, oh, we need to get up there. Like the line's really long. Like, she wanted to get there like 2 hours early. And I'm like, we could probably stay in the truck until the time when we don't see a line, So, I'm going to go with 20 minutes late to an important event. 2 hours early to everything else in my life, that's just too much time wasted.
Yeah, that truly is.
I'm going to do 2 hours early. I'd rather
For
be
real?
early. Yeah, I'd rather be early.
I am prompt on time, but 2 hours, god damn. Everything?
Yeah, 2 hours. I feel like 20 minutes late. If it's an important event, then then it means I must be important, or that event is important. So I feel like there's it's going to either get recapped or they're not going to mind because it's me. Like I don't know. I have to figure. 2 hours is just too much time to sit.
All right, we're gonna do a couple more, then we're gonna let you get on your way. So here we go. What I got on here? Let's see.
Well, what is that?
All right. Be married to someone good looking who doesn't think you're attractive, or be married to someone ugly who thinks you're gorgeous.
Oh, ugly and thinks I'm gorgeous.
Hey,
I wanted to just hear that, because some people like, I ain't marrying no ugly person. That, that's they take, you know what I'm saying?
Well, and you know what? It's so subjective, because let me tell you something. Like, it's great. I've met many men who are, aesthetically pleasing to everybody and don't do nothing to stimulate my mental. So for me, I have met men who are, have unique features, or just not even like that. Like, well, why would you be with him? Well, because he is so mentally stimulating and so accommodating when it comes to my emotions. It's yeah. It has nothing to do with looks, because to be honest with you, they're subjective. What I find as attractive, you might not find attractive. And I really think that's why, when you get into that topic about people who are like, well, I had to be physically attractive when I first meet someone. And I'm like, that's great. You're missing out on a lot of opportunities, because I've sat in a lot of meetings and I've sat in a lot of places where I would have never even took a second glance at this dude. But because I got to know him, now I like him. So I think attraction can grow. And I just think I wouldn't want to be in a relationship where someone doesn't desire me.
Yeah.
That means nothing else is going to get fulfilled in my life. Then if you don't desire me, then you're not trying to please me on any level.
I agree.
Yeah. What about you?
I agree. No.
With me, go ahead, cuz.
I am gorgeous. I am. I'm gorgeous, man.
Yeah, we could tell from last week. Last week fiascos. You think you're gorgeous.
But I'd rather, somebody who might be unattractive, but like, I'm gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, attraction is to the person, looking at it. What they find attractive and appealing is to somebody else.
I like weird looking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you might think somebody say, "Cuz she fine," and I'll be like, she all right. You know what I'm saying? But that's just not my, liking. And what makes you think she's fine, we might not have the same quality. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about, that person's taste. So I would definitely just go with the other one, if they were ugly.
The other one.
I want to call them ugly, you know what I'm saying? Not pleasing, but think I'm the best thing since sliced bread, you feel me?
What's really interesting? You ask that question, people get caught up on the good looking and ugly part, when really what they should be paying attention to is whether or not they're desired or not. Because at the end of the day, you would never be with someone who doesn't like you. Want someone who's obsessed with you, someone who adores everything about you. So it's funny when you ask, because if you ask, like, they focus on good looking or ugly, whereas like, for me, I was just like, oh, shit, I want to be desired. Like, because I know if I'm desired, then I'm going to feel fulfilled, and I'm going to, give my best back to him and vice versa. But yeah, it's interesting. That's a good question.
Yeah. I will take a ET down.
ET. Oh, Lord. That just means stop. But hold on, though. It's funny. It's funny this question even came up, because I don't know if people, I know cuz don't watch it, but they be having that Married at First Sight. And literally on this season, it was a dude the whole time. She had to stay married to this man who said that he wasn't attracted to her. And none what she did. Everything he would say, well, like, maybe if you did this and maybe if you did that, she did it, and she still wasn't attracted. So he was playing mind games. Right. I'm just like, nah, I couldn't be in no situation like that. All right, so we got one more, and that'll do it. Here we go.
Okay.
Would you rather always feel the urge to pee, or never know when you have to pee and have to wear a diaper?
Oh, always have the wait. What's the first one?
It said always feel the urge to pee, always, or never know when you have to pee, and then you have to wear a diaper because it's just gonna come out.
Yeah, I'm not wearing a diaper, and if you know women really well, most women will tell you most women have the urge to pee all the time. We can pee anytime. That's why we pee 1,000 times a day. We're like, hey, girl, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick before we leave. We don't even have to pee. So it's just a woman thing, So knowing that I have the urge the whole time, no, that'd be fine. Not diapers. I just can't do
Yeah,
right now.
I ain't fucking with no diapers, G, until I have to fuck with diapers.
Right.
I'm wearing a damn diaper.
Baby,
Hey, they have designer diapers now. They do. They have like designer ones. I mean, because there's obviously
Louis,
but
I'm wearing a
you can
diaper.
get fine.
Fuck
Okay.
that. Like I said,
Hey, just let it go.
No.
Oh, it's more, what was it? Dumb and Dumber?
Dumber and Dumber? Yeah. Just let it go. Just let it go. It feels good. Like, nah, fuck all that. No, fuck all that. I'm never going to be in a diaper until I have to, and I have no control over being in a diaper, most likely. So, no, that ain't going to play out for me.
I'm rocking a diaper.
We see. And just the visual image of that.
Hey, it's all subjective. Remember, it's all subjective. Maybe someone finds that sexy with him,
No, like he said, he's an eccentric type of fella. So he'll find some female who'll be like, you know what? I like my men to be in diapers. Yeah. Some type of sex fetish.
Diapers, you get it?
Fine, I know some.
The sex fetish be like, I like my men in diapers.
Well, and there are some fetishes like that where, they want to wear diapers all day because they want to feel like a baby. I've watched a couple shows like that. So it's not, I feel you. I get where you're going with this.
No, a diaper's not my thing. That's not my thing.
I don't even know how that can make you want to have sex being in the diaper. But to me, that's a whole nother level. You need to have a therapist, I would say, on that.
We all need therapists.
We do, but I'm just saying they need one before us. Like if it's a line, they need to get in the front.
Okay.
Because you want to wear a diaper and that's what makes you to turn on because you got a diaper on. It's
whatever floats their boat.
I'm a baby.
There's some deep rooted shit in there.
I'm a baby.
Well, Tony, it has been a great show. You're kicking it with us and whatnot.
That was good times.
It's good times. But we definitely gonna let you get on your way and enjoy the rest. Now, you said you got to go to work, correct?
Yeah, I'm about to bartend tonight, so it should be fun and interesting. Yeah.
That's what's up. Well, we hope you have a great night, and we'll see you on the next one.
I know. Thanks for having me. I enjoyed the conversation. And if you guys want to tap into where I'm at, Tawny Loveless on all social media platforms.
That's right. Yeah, we'll link up. We'll link up, and I'll do on your show. So, yeah.
Perfect. All right, you guys. Have a good night.
All right, you too.
All right, be careful.
Bye.
Hey, so we had a guest, and she jumped it off.
Yeah.
Season 3, she brought it. Like, she brought her expertise about what she knows. And, we bring the bullshit with a little bit of expertise. So, and we make it enjoyable. And like I said before, if you can vibe with us, even though she was being professional, you can see it. She started, vibing with us a little bit more as time goes on. We're like that. We're like that drink. Like I just need like 1 or 2 drinks before I start.
Yeah, I'm a silly guy.
Yeah, no. All right, so cuz give them a hypothetical. Like just give them the
hypothetical of what?
When we was talking about earlier.
What's that?
Last Dragon.
Oh, what you talking about? If they need to bring, okay, they're doing all these remakes.
Yep.
I really think that they should do a remake of The Last Dragon. I think there's a lot of artists out here that could be like really perfect. For some years, I was saying Chris Brown, but I want to say I think it's some other guys now.
Yeah. So we was shooting. We was chopping it up. We was trying to find out characters being played in The Last Dragon, the new Last Dragon. Who would it be? So we was shooting the shit.
Hey, no.
For Lord Charles, for Lord Charles, if y'all know, that's Lord Charles. If y'all know The Last Dragon, it's a classic. Like some of y'all, if you don't know The Last Dragon, then this shit it's gonna go right over your head. But
catch up.
Or go check it out. Google The Last Dragon. As a matter of fact, it's on demand in different places. So Google it and see what we're talking about. But Lord Charles to me should be Laura London.
You like Laura London?
Yeah, I like Laura London for Lord Charles.
I'm liking Chloe.
Chloe
Bailey.
That's her name.
Chloe Bailey.
He just loves Chloe though, to be honest. And I love Laura London, so there you go.
Because she looked real. She looks real.
That's fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these women are doing all their BBLs and getting all this stuff.
BBLs.
No, she looks like a real. Hey, I like my women.
So we said show enough should be Deon
Cole.
And he actually dressed up as Show Enough for a Halloween costume, and he looked just like him. So I automatically,
I think he could be a great Show Enough.
Great Show Enough. So who we got? I said Leroy should be, I don't know his name, but he's the guy that plays Superfly. And he's been in some other things.
Something Jackson.
Jackson, I forget his name.
He's actually from Naptown. Who you talking about?
Yeah. He
definitely could Naptown.
He definitely could be Leroy. He fits Leroy. I don't know who else. I know who else. I know who else.
Leroy.
Diddy's son. Or no, Eldebar, not Eldebar, but I'll be sure son.
I was gonna say the kid that plays Will on
he could,
on
but
the Will Smith.
I would think the I'll be sure son that be around Diddy them all the time.
But can he act?
He's in movie shit. I don't know.
Nah, I think the kid.
I mean, he's been in movies, a lot of movies, so I couldn't say. You got to look at his acting and be like, is that good acting or not?
No, I think the kid that plays on
I don't know, but he could. Yeah, he could.
Air,
yeah, he could.
I think he could be a good.
All right, so who gonna be his brother?
His brother. Shoot, I'm thinking of somebody young. Oh man,
who could be his brother?
Nah, I can't think.
It got to be somebody with some attitude.
Yeah, they got to have some attitude.
What's that little dude name? I mean, it could be the little dude that play. It could be not even children's shows. It could be like a dude that looks little.
But you gotta have
that could grow up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he look. Yeah, I mean, but he kind of looks like a little kid. He was the dude, the little young dude. His name is Bobby. He actually be on the Wild and Out show. But he was a little dude that was cussed on that one show. He was a black kid. It was what is that show?
Man.
And they adopted him. And he was cussing and stuff like that. A little black kid, I don't know, but he grew up and he be on Wild and Out. He should be him. I'll show you and you be like, oh yeah, he should be him.
Chico Bean?
Not Chico Bean. Chico Bean old as hell. Not Chico Bean. You can't be having no dude that with receded hairline.
Chico Bean could be the daddy.
Nah, he could be the daddy.
He could be the daddy.
And
Chico Bean is the daddy.
He could be the daddy. Who else we got?
With
the
his
mama.
Hair pulled back.
The mama could be anybody. She really didn't have any major parts. But the rest of them, you could just fill in anybody. But those are pretty much the main characters. Oh, you got to see Eddie Arcadian. Who would he be?
You got to have some Asians.
Well, it was 3 of them. So, I mean, I don't know who you pick. Probably put the dude from The Hangover. What's his name?
That's what I'm thinking of.
And a dude that maybe, what's the other dude?
It's
a dude that be on, that used to be on Wild 'N Out. And he do, what's his name?
I know you're talking about.
He could be a
lot of folks from Wild 'N Out.
Wild 'N Out. I'm saying you could get a lot of those cast members. Yeah,
I know you're talking about the dude. Yeah,
but we just
you gotta have some.
That was some improv shit. Cuz just said it. I said we should throw it out there. You know, if you know The Last Dragon, you tell us who you think should play some of these characters and see if we all think the same. All right, so y'all know what time it is.
Yeah,
thinking outside the box. Uncle OG, you feel me?
Fam.
Thinking outside the box. Thinking outside the box. With Uncle OG. Thinking outside the box. Thinking outside the box. With Uncle OG.
Fellas,
what's good, my brother?
What's going on?
Shit, man, you know, we outside.
We outside.
Sun's out.
Yeah.
We outside.
Sun's out. Everything's good. We up.
We up.
That's what's
up. What we talking about today?
Oh, we had a good show. It was really more just about we had a lady who deals in relationships, like that's her job, and that's her niche. So we were just talking about relationships more in depth, getting a more good perspective from somebody in that field. So yeah, it was a good conversation.
So I assume you guys learned something.
We did, actually.
Yeah, it was a good conversation.
That's what's up. Did it tie into what we've been talking about? Somewhat?
I mean, you could correlate it to that. If you was to break down a lot of key points, you could correlate it to a lot of stuff. It seems like it always comes back to that center of a lot of the stuff we talk about. So I would say, yeah.
Yeah, we out here learning.
Okay. What, how most of us are stock raving mad and we don't know
it? Well, yeah.
We like spoiled 2-year-olds. We want what we want and don't care what the parents supposed to do to get it.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that rings in the homework.
Homework.
Yes, homework. So I'll go ahead and drop mine because I pretty much just labeled it from how it was said. So I would say it said the lack. I say I lack fearlessness, which is needed to do impossible things sometimes. It's like, even though we pump out and have this bravado that we're fearless, when it comes time to do certain things, that fear is what hinders us from doing it. And I think that's the lack. I wish I was more fearless, and that way a lot of things would get done. I would embark on more things, but that's just me being open and honest about myself, even though you don't want to other people, but we being real on here, so I'm gonna be real. I
got a question. I'm gonna interject right quick.
Go ahead.
Why do you have the bravado in the first place?
The bravado is brought. I mean, it's just a mindset that was. I think it was just a mindset that felt like as a defensive. Like when you basically.
And why do you have defenses?
Because coming up from traumas, I would say that like
fear. Fear is the reason why you have the bravado, because you don't want to be yourself. You don't even know who that is.
Yeah.
Touche.
And you're scared of the unknown.
I would agree.
Continue.
All right.
That was a nice little interjecting point.
That was. Mm-hmm. The broke, I said, the mindset, I think I was broke in the mindset of about my color and my gender, preventing me from getting to certain places. I feel like, used to hang my hat on that. Like if I didn't get a certain job or a certain look, I was, they just don't like black dudes or they don't like black men. It was always that play. But I'm like, if you get the door slammed in your face 20 times, you got to look for that 21. You got to keep on searching till you got to keep putting that ethic to find that one. All it takes is one to open the door. So I think that's what I had a broke mentality about, I would say.
Now, is that possible? Is what we talking about possible?
I would say
is the 21st possible? Out of the 20 no's, is the 21st, is the first yes possible?
Yes.
Why don't we know that?
Yeah, exactly.
Why don't you operate that way?
Man.
If anything is possible and you a child of God, as you so say, and you got Jesus on your side, what's your problem?
Boy.
We're not even going to bring the devil into this, because that's a different conversation on a different day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But you got Jesus, God, you're divinely created. Why, if 20 doors get slammed in your face, you say to yourself and all of your cells and everything that's listening, fuck it.
No, we got to keep going.
Got to keep going.
Because here's the thing. Everything in you does that. Your brain keep going. Your heart keep going. Mm-hmm. Your fingers keep moving. Blood keep flowing.
Yes.
What's your problem, sir, ma'am?
Lady.
Lady. What's your problem, Karen?
Karen. Darren.
Why do you have so many problems, Joe?
Real talk.
Continue.
All right.
I like it.
And then
this
I just said
great.
The poverty.
This is great.
Yeah, and I said the poverty is being stagnant. Saying what I'm going to do and haven't accomplished those things yet. I feel like when you're in poverty, you get complacent with your where you're at right then and there. You just get complacent, you stay down. And I think that's where I think if we're, equating the poverty in my mind state, I would say it's that, just being stagnant about things that, you say, I'm going to get around to doing and just don't do them. And they haven't been done. So.
Ain't it funny how the more you say you're going to get around to do it, you never do it?
Exactly. Yep. Give yourself excuses.
That's weird as fuck, ain't it?
But I'm going to do it next week. The next week come around, I got a little bit more time.
I do that tomorrow.
I do that tomorrow. Tomorrow roll around, something else pop up. Yeah. Seriously.
And my question is, are you not a present person? Are you not a now person?
Now.
Are you not a now entity?
Yeah.
So why you putting the shit off till tomorrow?
Man.
Because you out of fucking shape. And it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
But what do we know about repetition? What are we knowing about keep going? What do we know about that? The more you do it, the easier it gets.
Like they call it muscle memory.
Ooh.
But it's gonna hurt.
Hey, it hurts, but yeah, your muscle
Initially,
memory.
yes. I ain't never seen a child learn to walk and didn't fall and cry, but it ain't stop them.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Okay, I put it like this. The hurt don't exist. The pain don't even exist. That's some shit your mind create to cope with what you're doing. That's outside of your norm. I just dropped the mic just then and walked the fuck off the stage.
Joe did.
Is that what you did?
Mic drop. Mic drop moment.
To cope with what you've never done before, you have to create another entity to deal with it. That's called the multiple personality, people.
Okay.
That's an alter. That's the reason why you have an ego.
Oh.
Because your spirit had to deal with the fact that it had to fall before for you to become human. Because the spirit travels faster than the speed of light. Light travels at 186,000 miles per second. So to fall into light, to fall into consciousness, you had to create an altar to deal with it. That's called your ego. That's the Garden of Eden, people.
Unc is talking right now.
And you've been creating altars since then. Anytime pain or something outside of the norm comes up, you create an altar because you're a creator. That's what you do.
Creator. Yeah.
Yep.
How can you be made from God and you're not a creator?
Boy.
Make it make sense.
Boy.
Oh, boy.
Continue. This is great. I love this.
All right, so the next thing was just a serenity prayer. I'll let Bo get on that one so he can have
serenity prayer. I mean, honestly.
No. We got to tell it. Do y'all know what it is? Can we look it up and recite it for the people so they'll know?
I'm going to just say a personal thing. As far as the serenity prayer, on the serenity prayer, where I really learned it was watching my father going to AA meetings, and I would come and be there with him, and they always started the whole program with the serenity prayer, and that's where I learned. But I've always, like, I'm gonna be honest, it was Goody Mob. But I heard Goody Mob when they spit the serenity prayer. That's where I first like I've heard it before all my life, but like it was just that Goody Mob album.
I agree. It resonated with you more. It stuck with you more.
Man, I was in college by myself. You know, none of my real family, friends. I'm just in a room with some dude from Ohio, and I'm playing Goody Mob, and that serenity prayer came on, and I was just like, okay, how we gonna build you up? How you gonna be you? How you gonna be your exact example of who you are? Listening to that every day while I was in college. So that's where I learned the serenity prayer. But I also adapted with it, watching my father going to AA meetings, and I would go there and listen to the serenity prayer even more. But
yeah, I got it if you want me to read it. I did put it on here.
Read it, because the thing about it is all of us are addicts.
Yeah.
We're addicted to consumerism. You're addicted to meism. You're addicted to sugar. You're addicted to food. You're addicted to movement.
Yeah.
I agree.
You're addicted to men. You're addicted to women. You're
Yeah.
addicted to success. You're addicted to money. We're all addicts.
Yeah.
So would you recite that prayer for me, please?
All right. So it goes, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference.
Know the difference.
Nah. All you have to do is study that, along with listening to your uncle while he on the stoop with the Sunday paper.
Yeah, with the Sunday paper.
And quarter waters.
The quarter waters and Sunday papers.
Hey.
Now, the Bible told me everything that's been created has been created. There's nothing new under the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, you have everything you need at your disposal.
That's right.
To get to where you're going.
Yeah.
But why don't you know that, Brenda, George, Michael, Larry? Why don't you know that? Why is your circumstances speaking louder than your spirit? Why is your spirit broken? In fact, fractured. To whereas when you look in the mirror, you don't even recognize yourself.
Wow.
You do not recognize the entity in which it's looking at itself. Oh, I get it. Somebody told you you was physical. I got it. I understand. And they told you you was physical all your life. Dropped the mic again and walked off.
No, come back. Come back. You on your Bernie Mac. You on your Bernie Mac.
You
Hang
in your
on.
bag. You in your bag right now.
You on your Bernie Mac. You got to come back. Hang on. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
If I pull my consciousness out, it'll get dark in the motherfucker in there.
Hey.
But what I'm getting at is, you have everything at your fingertips.
Yep.
There's nothing that you can't do if you believe that. But you have to believe that.
Gotta believe.
And guess what? It's gonna hurt. Why? Because you so far into your physical that your spiritual is just about atrophy. Because what do we know about muscles? If you don't use them, you lose them.
Boy.
As soon as you use them, it's going to hurt.
It's going to hurt. Facts.
Yeah, because let's talk about bodybuilders here. And we know guys that work out. To change the muscle, to do something that's never done before, you have to tear the muscle.
Yep.
You have to deconstruct the muscle to reconstruct the muscle to have muscle memory.
Yes, you do.
So, you're going to have to tear up your spirit. You're going to have to reconstruct your spirit. You're going to have to get into you to do that. And guess what? You're going to have to confront some things that your mom and daddy used to tell you that may or may not be true. You're going to have to confront some things that religion may have told you that may or may not be true. You're going to have to confront some things with women and men that may or may not be true.
Yeah.
You're going to have to confront yourself with some beliefs and some things that you have that may or may not be true. Because to be truly honest, spirit is truth and love, and it doesn't lie. But it can't hang out in liar situations. It can't hang out in unholy situations. That's the reason why it's about the atrophy. Because you basically said you didn't want it around. And it's like a pretty woman. It's not going to go anywhere it's not welcome. Drop the mic and walk the fuck off again.
That's three.
Here we go.
That's
I
three.
ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
What's that, the hat trick? That's what they call it? That's the hat trick?
Now, if you want the most powerful force in known history or the known universe, get your spirit back.
Mm-hmm.
It never left, just to give you a hint for the test. It never left. You just ignored it.
Mm-hmm.
You turn your back on it. Embrace your physicality.
Ooh-wee.
Okay, I talked to a guy this week. This is off topic a little bit, but have y'all really looked into the crucifixion? Like really, really looked at the symbolism in it?
I can't say that I have.
No.
Okay, so we know everything is threes, right?
Yeah.
Mind, body, spirit, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to a guy, and this just came out, and I was blown away, right? You know how, Jesus was a representation of God, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When they crucified God, they showed you in the picture of the crucifixion the deconstruction or the proposed quieting of God. So now, the wood itself, the cross itself, is a representation of your body.
Okay.
So the fact that you got hung on the cross, meaning your body is broken. Your body was broken.
Mm.
That's the physical part of it. That's one stage. Now they took and put crowns on his head.
Mm.
The crown and the blood coming from the head is a broken mind.
Mm.
Because you ever had a thought, like a splinter in your mind, no matter what you do, you can't get it out?
Man.
Got the crown. That's mind and body. How did they do the spirit? Now, this is the tricky one. You got to be really on your shit to get this one.
Okay.
They took and speared his side. What's at your side? Your lung. What does the lung do? Give breath. What is a representation of breath? The spirit. There's mind, body, and spirit in the picture that nobody really look at or see. And that's broken. That's poverty. Now, you want to go the physical route and have to go through all of that? Or you want to get on what your uncle on and take the high road and take the high route where you don't have to say at the end of it, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do.
Boy.
But it's all love, man. You take it or you don't. I know why I am. I know what I'm doing. Either way, use your free will to your own accord.
Yeah, buddy.
You don't have to do none of this. But if you don't like where your life is, and you don't like where your life is going, you got to do something different.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
And guess what? Doing something different hurt to people who not used to doing something different.
Getting out that comfort zone, boy.
And they got a word for that called complacency.
Mm-hmm.
How are you complacent and your heart beat 24/7, your mind run 24/7, your cells is firing electricity 24/7? How the fuck are you complacent? What's wrong with you?
Boy.
Why are you outside your nature, ma'am, sir? Like Tupac say, you got to get the ground beneath your feet, the wind at your back.
Boy.
Partner.
And go out in a blaze if you have to, if you want some juice.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Now, the juice is God's energy. You could put it anywhere, and it works. What's your problem? But I'm done. I'm off my soapbox now. It's all love.
You off of it?
All right, so you got some homework for us, or we get a week off? Is it school break?
Listen, take the week off, dig into these messages. Oh, I got another book too. The Power of Awareness.
Power of Awareness. Who's the author?
Man, I have to look it up myself. Okay.
Well, just send it to me. 'Cause, yeah, I got a little bit of time. I got a couple days off, so yeah, I can definitely look into these now.
I'm gonna send them all to you, but The Power of Awareness. Let's see. It is written by Neville Goddard.
Okay. We're gonna look them up. Look them up.
So, you know your shit, man. Get back in school, man. Life is supposed to be a university, people.
It is a university.
And you're supposed to learn.
Yeah.
And you're technically a scientist, so you're supposed to come up with a theory, test the theory, and say whether it's true or not.
Mm-hmm.
Say that.
It's called experience.
Mind, body, spirit.
Mind, body, spirit.
Let's get back in the lab, man. Put your lab coat on and get in there and look at the microscope and tell me what you see. But get in that serenity prayer, man. Learn that thing and look at it. Analyze it. Just like we all know the Lord's Prayer, why are you not analyzing that? What are they saying in that you've been saying over and over that you don't see?
Mm-hmm.
But you know all the rap songs. You know all the hot chicks. You know who got all the money, but you can't free yourself. And the key right at your feet.
Boy.
I got my personal prayer that I do every day. So
that's even better.
Yeah.
You ahead of the game.
I can bless the congregation with my own personal prayer.
See what I'm saying? Go ahead. Take us out.
Hey, Jehovah, thank you for the many blessings you have bestowed me with. Thank you for giving me strength through these trying times. I ask that you continue looking after family, friends, and people that pass through my life on a day-to-day basis. In your son's name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
There you go. We're done. No homework, man. Get in the study, man.
All right, man.
Learn yourself. Get to a quiet place, man. Most of us don't know, fellas, because you can't be quiet enough. Silence has a voice.
Boy.
Have you heard it lately?
Boy.
I'm out, man. It's all love, man. Your uncle, he's finna enjoy the rest of his holiday.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
and
fam,
you be
man.
careful
You be safe out there.
Y'all too, man. Later.
Later. I almost called my mom. Hitting that button so fast.
Yeah.
She was like, "Did you call me?"
She
Nah.
called right back.
Hey, I try to tell y'all, man, we only gonna get better. Season 3, I get these guests on here. I'm always trying to do bigger and better things. Hey, y'all better ride with us. What they say, what you say, you either ride or get rolled the fuck over. We coming. But y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Memorial Day weekend, be safe.
Yeah, be careful.
I know the race is this weekend. Be safe out there. Naptown people, they know what it is.
Yeah,
Any 500 is jumping off. If you have the day off, enjoy it. You know, need to relax. Like he said, take time, get you a quiet place, do some reflection, whatever it may be, but enjoy it. The sun. Will be sunny. It's sunny all the next couple of days.
So it's gonna be sunny for the next week and a half.
That's what I said. So we ain't had that in a minute.
No rain.
So y'all enjoyed that. Like truly enjoyed that. And
get some vitamin D.
Vitamin D. Look at him look. I mean, you don't take that the way. I know we clown a lot, but we being very, very PG right now with the vitamin D. So I'm just gonna say that. But we gonna catch y'all on the next one. Yep.